Hey, pilots! Welcome to another exciting episode of War Robots Domination, a series of helpful gameplay tutorials designed to help highlight the tactics and strategies that I use to help tip the scales of my favorite game, War Robots. Each episode will feature a handful of battles along with helpful commentary that'll provide insight as to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'm your host, Gotcha Beacons, and I've been playing this awesome game for a few years now, and I've learned a few tricks along the way that I'd love to share with y'all. You'll notice that although my hangar is fairly basic and at lower levels, I've been able to climb it up to Expert League, so I believe that you'll find my tactics will help you do more with less, which could be very helpful with today's economy in the game. I should also mention that this is my second account, so don't let my career profile stats fool you. This is actually my baby account, but it sends a great message to pilots who feel they need to chase the current meta in order to be competitive in battle, because you don't. Wise gameplay can usually overcome any fancy gimmick. A death button is a great example. It can still melt just about any build, and its heritage stems all the way back to near the beginning of the game. It's all about knowing when to use it and how to use it. So, without further ado, I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episodes while I walk you through my gameplay tactics and share with you my mindset in battle. I hope you find it entertaining, helpful, and fun to watch. I think you will. I'm going to call this battle Time Warp, and I'll explain why as we go along here, guys. There's a great lesson in here, a great tactical, little sneaky lesson in here, so stick around, I'll show it to you. Enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song, Woodish. It's got a great tempo to it, one of my favorites from them. I'll put a link to their website on the description of this episode. So now, we are in Yamato, and I put the open map deck. So this is a deck that has a range bot on it. This is Major Pain. He's my beautiful Zeus Fury. He can actually totally tag anyone that's up there in the center beacon. He can obviously monitor and protect the beacon to my left here up on the catwalk. And obviously, if anyone starts going over to the right to our back home beacon, I can pick them off as well. So it's a great Fury sweet spot and a great spot for a range bot. And, you know, some maps don't call for that, but this is definitely one that does. And even when someone tries to come back and get me like that Phantom, you know, he's going to put himself at risk, obviously completely exposed to all sorts of fire from the rest of my mates. He didn't make it back to me. Now, if my mates were paying attention, they would. Now, I'm calling this battle Time Warp, and there's a reason I play my battles the way I do. Now, I rely on, you know, a balanced, team on, my side. Some are gonna run up to the center and grab the beacons. Some are gonna, scoot around to the sides and kind of look at reds and try to get after them too. So there's gonna be a lot of brawling back and forth. But I'm managing the beacons, guys. Now, managing the beacons and being a beaconeer doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be the highest capper. I mentioned it before. I'm kind of like the point guard. I'm really just kind of watching the tempo. I'm watching to see where we're at on the advantage side of things, and then make the right adjustments when I need to. Well, on a map like Yamato, where center is really the battle, the beacon for contention. We're gonna have it for a little bit. They're gonna have a little bit for a little bit. It goes back and forth. Every once in a while, you've got someone like this guy on my left-hand side who's trying to, be a distracto bot. Great strategy, by the way. I do it all the time because it makes some of your mates have to go over there to the left, and go after them. And in doing so, it pulls people away from the center, which allows the reds to come back up. Well, the timing wasn't very good on that one guy, and it didn't work out so well. And we've got the center sewed up. Their mates, the reds are kind of at a distance, so we're gonna hold this 3-2 beacon for a while. So as long as the status quo is holding fine, there's no reason for me to go up and start capping any beacons. It really wouldn't do much good. And this is where we're going to get into the lesson here. I'm calling this Time Warp. Believe it or not, the beacon bar at the top, the panicometer, isn't as affected by, the imbalance of beacons. In other words, a 4 capper right now wouldn't have that much of an impact because we're still not at the end of the battle. At the end of a battle, and this is important, this is for domination only, it's more toward the end of the battle that you want to try to push for that really big beacon bar advantage. If you try to get a 4 capper at the beginning of a battle, it's not going to have as much of an impact, because if you're at the beginning of the battle, the timer, it won't tick down as fast. That beacon bar that starts going up or down, it really doesn't travel quickly at the beginning of the battle. A big advantage on beacons won't have as big of an effect as it does toward the end of the battle. It's called the time warp. There is a time warp in this game, and the time warp begins at about 3 minutes in, right about now. It was been going on. So now is when you really want to kind of go for the big push for an advantage. So I've got Diablo here, and I was really just kind of waiting in the water, you know, killing time until we got to the right time warp. So now we've got not only a 3-2 beacon advantage, but I'm going to try to make this 4-capper. Now's the time you do it, because not only are we in the during the time warp of the battle where things are going to happen really, really fast. Now watch that beacon bar. I'm just going to sit here because I don't want it to get a turn. Look at how fast that thing is dropping on their side. This is absolutely winning the game right now. Even if they get this back, even if they get centered, it doesn't matter. Look at that sliver of a beacon they have left. It doesn't matter. The game is won. Look at that. Look at that thing just plummet. It's during the time warp that you want to push for those beacon advantages. The game's over. I'm going to go around and just kind of, kill time. We're going to go get our beacon back. It doesn't really matter. The battle was finished as soon as I capped that beacon over there. It took them out of the balance of the position on the battlefield, but during that time warp, that 4-capper really had a big effect. So, guys, when you are looking for when to do your push, make sure you're timing it around the time warp at the end of the battle. Again, this is for domination. On Beacon Rush, go for that 4-capper right away. Build that containment zone. Get that positional advantage where you can spawn right away. But make sure you look for that, wait for the time warp at the end to push for beacons on domination, guys. There you go. Great pilots on both sides. If you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. I'm going to call this battle Hold Your Ground, and I'll explain why toward the end, guys. Stick around. Enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song, Theta. It's a great one. And so we're in Castle. I put my short closed map deck in here. So these are shorter range type bots. They're a little quicker, faster. Some of them have longer range weaponry, like the Spark Scourges on my little Phantom here, but obviously they're also good for inside fighting as well, and so they kind of do multi-purpose. I tried to make a run for this one, but I realized I wasn't going to get it, so I dropped down below with my little Phantom here, and I was going to kind of make a push toward their beacon over there, but then all of a sudden an AJ saw me and said, "You're done, buddy," and yes, I am. These are level 6 spots, guys. I have to be really careful and conservative with my gameplay because it's easy to take me out. So I'm going to take this is Frick. He's my Death Button Raven. He's got a clever little jump here, guys. Watch this. This is a fun one. Watch this. Watch this. Hey. Peekaboo! Unfortunately, again, level 6 bots don't always get me all that good, especially when you got several people shooting at me all at once. And there goes Frick. So this is Diablo. He's my little Loki. I try to use him as a point guard. I'm trying to figure out where I can go to get us our advantage back. Look at that panicometer. It's kind of even, yet we're at a 3-2 beacon disadvantage. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. This is their backyard, and I think that guy lost connection for a little bit, which obviously aided in my ability to come back here. Now this is a Cerberus. They have one low-hanging weapon that can hit me, but I'm gonna kind of just sit here and try to hold this one out. Unfortunately, there's an AJ with the with the Yang Li, and he can see me. So there goes Diablo. This is Sir Nightmare. He is my Nightingale. Now this Ares has been up for quite some time. He's got 300-meter range weapons, so he's not going to really hit anyone. But what he's doing is he's guarding our beacon up there, which is cool, and he's not keeping anyone from getting at it. Hey, holding a beacon is part of this game, guys. As a beaconer, I cap a lot of beacons. But holding him is just as important. So although it doesn't look like that Ares is doing much help, he's keeping that one blue. No one's gonna get to that one. And you know what? That is part of this game, guys. This is Buzzkill. He buzzes, then he kills you. This next performance deserves a formal introduction. His team thinks he's friendly. He looks very nice. The Reds think he's feeble. The Reds should think twice. He doesn't look tough, but don't let his size fool you. Dismiss this guy's threat, and he's gonna school you. To see this one fight will give you a chill. It's easy to see why they call him Buzzkill. One of the most underrated builds in my hangar, Buzzkill, my Spark Scourge Mender, quickly proves his value within moments of entering any battle. The long-range top-mounted weapons allow him to shoot over the top of lower structures, much like the General, without risk of return fire. But it gets better. His ability to mend others around him as well as himself unlimited amounts of times in battle make him invaluable in closely matched battles where longevity is the key to victory. But it still gets even better. When activated, his mending ability allows him to weather nearly any firefight while dishing back amazing amounts of damage in close-range fights with his high-output energy weaponry. With his added health module update, Buzzkill seems almost unkillable, even to the most formidable foes. So, take your best shot and bring all your skill. Just be ready to dive when you face Buzzkill. And he's going to go down here. Now I'm looking at the beacon bar. I'm looking at the beacon count, and the beaconometer, or panicometer, and right now it's kind of an even battle on the bar. They're a little ahead right now on we're ahead on beacon count, so that's good for us. But the beacon bar is not looking good, so we got to keep it swinging in our direction here. The Reds are making a real strong push here toward the center bridge, which is not good for them to get, because then that's going to put us at a disadvantage. We want to get that one back. So I'm going to go over here and try to get that one back, but I got to obviously be mindful of everything else. And at some point in the battle, and I'm getting ready to hit it here, you got to figure out where you want to stake your flag and basically hold your ground. We need to have the advantage back, because although we're up on beacon bar, you can see it's going to swing the other way if we're not careful. Now, I don't want to just throw my guy away here, but it looks like I can go and grab this beacon and turn it back to red, or turn it back to blue, and it's going to give us now a 4-capper. But I got to hold my ground. Now, if there's anyone who can hold his ground, it's Buzzkill. Because not only does he have the phase shift on him, but he obviously has the mending ability. Anyone that gets close to him is going to get tagged. Now, if a bunch of people came down after me, sure, they're going to get me. But I'm on a one-on-one right now. The guy under the bridge, he stepped out of the circle, which wasn't very smart. He was trying to be conservative and basically guard it, but he had to get out of the way in order to do it. And by stepping out of the circle, it allowed Buzzkill to get it. And look at that. I'm just going to hold my ground. And you got to hold your ground when it comes to the last push like this, and that's going to help you, get your more green banner. So when you have that situation where it's really down to the wire and you need to grab that last beacon and just hold your ground, make sure you're doing that. Don't cap it and run off if it's a pivotal beacon. I've had so many battles where I was able to go in and re-liberate a beacon that someone stepped out of, and as a result, it gave us that nice advantage at the last time during their time warp and allowed us to win the battle. So great pilots on both sides. Hope you learned something, guys. If you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. I'm going to call this battle Rough Rush. It definitely is. I'll enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song War. Perfect for this battle. All right, guys, so this is this episode's Beacon Rush battle. And I always take the first jump with my Frick. He's my Death Button Raven, and he goes right over here to the neutral beacon. I'm going this battle Rough Rush, and it started right off of that. If you saw, one guy ejected, and then I see this, King Day, Noricum, Natasha opening up. Guys, that is not how you play Beacon Rush. Guys, Beacon Rush is a fast-forward, high-energy, really just rush toward the beacons and keep pressing forward kind of a battle. It is not a slow, conservative, posturing battle. It is all about putting an aggressive pace on everything you do and always pressing in toward the Reds. You create a containment zone. You get an advantage of the beacons right away, so the only place they can spawn is their home area. That's the advantage of getting these beacons blue and keeping them blue. You don't run away from them. And for whatever reason, my team didn't start off that way. Makes it kind of a rough rush. We're starting to get back into it, though. And so what I'm doing right now, I've told you before, I kind of treat myself like a point guard. I'm trying to kind of position things, get things where they need to be, We had this one. Look at this. We had all our men down here, and they walked out of the circle, and they allowed the Reds to capture that one. How could they even do that? So I go back with my Diablo, which is he can do this. He can go back here and kind of get things put back together. I really just don't understand what people are thinking half the time. You don't step out of the circle if there's reds around because you got to keep that one blue. It's so important. So I'm going to hold this one down. Look at that. We're at a 4-1. They've got all the beacons, so I got to run around and do my job. This is part of my job, though, guys. So it's okay. We all have our positions, but we have kind of a rough start. We have a team of people that don't know how to play a beacon rush. It is not domination. It is not slow and methodical. It is all about not only getting the beacons, but staying there, monitoring it, popping in where you need to, and keeping an eye on things. So I'm just going to keep going back and doing what I do. Now I got this one blue. Now we're at a 4-1 beacon advantage. Little Diablo, good job, buddy. You did it. And obviously I got some mates that were kind of capping up too, but the problem is if you don't have that aggressive positioning and posturing, if you don't go aggressively toward the beacons, it's really going to catch up to you. Luckily, I was able to get things set back with Diablo. Now I'm going to go up here and try to help monitor this one, because when you got a Titan up there, it's hard to take him out unless you've got another Titan. So I went ahead and dropped out of Diablo, and I'm basically running into this guy. Now what's going on is he got that one liberated, but with me coming up hot and heavy, he's stepping back out of the circle, allowing us to get that one blue again. We're trying to keep this advantage going. I have to back up because my guns weren't hitting him. They were hitting the roof because they're top-mounted weapons, and that's the way it goes. But we got that one back blue, and now it's just a matter of, peppering these guys. We got Mings flying around. We got two guys up here that are hitting me down. My shield's gone. I'm going to be taken out soon. But all we're trying to do is, again, that point guard thing, keeping them somewhat at our advantage with a, kind of a rough team that I'm on. And so now I'm going to hop into my little, this is Sir Nightmare. And he's my Nightingale that I won through filling out a questionnaire. I got to get this one back because we're just allowing them to go through and take all of our beacons. It's no good, guys. You got to help take this one out. Now I'm going to hop in, get that one blue, and I'm going to go back up to the top over here and see if I can get this guy out. Now he's running out of the beacons. Oh, woo! Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the game back. That one little help, that one little leaving your post there helped. Thank you. All right, guys. Whew, that was a rough one. You really got to be mindful. Yes, I grabbed a lot of beacons. We got some guys in ours didn't even grab a beacon. They're all about grabbing damage. This is beacon rush. You got to get the beacons first and then go after the damage. But never leave your post. Never let them come back and grab your circle. Don't do that, guys. You know how to play it. I've been teaching you well, guys. All right, great pilots on both sides. If you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. Well, friends, that just about wraps it up for another episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and were able to take something you learned and use it in battle. I add content to my YouTube channel on a regular basis, so if you like what you see, please tap on the subscription button and then tap the bell to be notified when new episodes are released. Or just click on an old episode and maybe catch another tip that'll help you up your game. Also, Discord is a great way to connect with other amazing pilots, keep up on the latest news, and learn more ways to improve your gaming experience. Without question, one of the best Discord servers out there is War Robots Master Pilots. Managed by some of the best pilots in the game today, it features a robust list of informational, tutorial, and informative channels to cover anything and everything related to this awesome game. So definitely take a moment to click on the link in the description of this episode and check them out. Finally, my goal is to provide you all with entertaining and helpful information that'll help reduce the frustration and increase the fun. So, if you feel these videos are helping you, please share them with a friend, someone you think might benefit from them. Well, that's about it for today, guys. As always, keep them blue out there, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. Just make sure you're having fun, because if you're not, you're doing it wrong. I love you all for your support. Play well. Peace out.